Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Brian Redding from Chicago, and I'd like to welcome all of you to our Thursday afternoon Mentoring for Free Advertising Skills Call. On this call, we teach you how to find people to download your book, your ebook, Success in 10 Steps. We've been doing some training on blogging. We've done some training on Facebook. We've done some training on Pinterest, LinkedIn, Twitter, Google+, and we've done a little bit of training on IBOToolBox, and today we're going to do more training on IBOToolBox, but we're going to start with maybe just a basic how to get started and what to do every day on IBOToolBox, what you want to do every single day on IBOToolBox, and then we'll maybe do another session maybe next month on getting into some heavier things in IBOToolBox that you want to do, maybe not every day, but maybe every second day or something like that. So without further ado, I want to introduce a senior mentor here at Mentoring for Free. He's been with us for quite a while now. I've known him, I've met him personally. He comes from the Boston, Massachusetts, and he's in the IT industry, so he loves techie stuff. And IBO's a little bit techie. And so without further ado, I'd like to introduce my good friend, Tony Koker.
Hey, Brian. Thank you for the introduction. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you perfectly, Tony. Excellent.
So this is, what you see basically is the wall that they call it in IBOToolBox. Ads at the top. Actually, they've expanded this window now, so there's a bunch of other ads, and they give you a daily bonus. On the side is advertising, featured member of the day, advertising, how well you're doing as far as stars, some more advertising, and then this is the award panels. And this is an area that I want to focus on a little bit today. This is kind of another place in addition to the stars where IBO actually shows you that you're doing the things that they've tuned the system for, attracting traffic. IBOToolBox is a funnel, and so they're trying, like everyone else, to attract traffic from the broad internet and drive it through our profiles. And so as a member of IBOToolBox, we all have a profile. If you go up to the top of the page, your name is always here when you're logged in. You can just click on your name, and it takes you right to what your profile looks like. One thing I'd like to do to improve my profile is actually put a video here. Bob Schoaf has come up with a really great video, and I'd like to have something similar to his up here that just talks about mentoring for free. You need to keep your ads running. To do that, you need credits. If you don't have your ads running, you don't have a banner ad running, this banner up here could be anybody's. If you don't have enough credits to at least run banners, then this could be anybody's banner. You want this to be yours. As long as you have a banner running, yours will be up here. The rest of the wall, the profile, shows you the posts that you've made on the wall, comments people have given and that you've responded. And then there's also up here, you can look at all your PR posts, and so it lists your posts, videos that you've posted, which at the moment I haven't done a lot of videos. I need to do more of that. It lists your business links, and then back to the home page. The main things that I concentrate on, let's see if take you back. All right, and that's switched. Excellent. Is maintaining credits. I mean, I have a lot of credits right now, but having the impressions is what drives your advertising. So if you run out of impressions, your ads stop. Periodically, you need to go through and convert these credits to impressions. There's a great deal of training on the mechanics. Some of it can be found right down near the bottom right-hand corner. really how to do almost everything. The other person you really know is Chris. She does live video training twice a week, usually. She's not actually doing one this Saturday. But Wednesday at 8 o'clock, which is an unfortunate time for us in Mentoring for Free because that's one of our best calls of the week, the 30-day mental cleanse. But the great thing is Chris records it, and they get posted on YouTube in the IBOToolBox channel. And so anytime between Wednesday's airing and Saturday's airing, you can go and grab the Wednesday video. And I like YouTube because I can scroll right to the end of the video and hear the credit code that she hands out. And so you get 200 credits just for listening to what is great training. She's always talking about something, what those steps are to set yourself up. So, I mean, she does a better job than I can ever do on, step by step how to set up your profile. And those are all recorded on her page. I definitely encourage you to visit her page and learn all the training there. There's tons. All right. So she also shows you how to set up ads. One of the things that's important is that you know how to create an ad. It's pretty straightforward. The best ads, the 728 by 90s, because these are the ones that show up at the top of the screen. The things that we're looking for in funnels is sorry, some mouse problems, is this click-through rate, the CTR that they talk about here. There's three measures for successful marketing: your click-through rate, people hitting your landing page, that you have a successful landing page, and Mentoring for Free provides those. Plus, you can have your own. And then finally, conversion. Are people putting their name and phone number in there and actually clicking the, I want in box? And so you really need all three of those to be successful. Well, this is where things start in the click-through rate. And so you'll notice depending on the placing, that, the 250 by 250 ads, which are the ones that show up on the right here, these get a 6% click-through rate. They tell you if you're getting higher than 2.5% that you're doing pretty good. Well, I find that this platform, just because of the way it's encouraging people, it depends on where you are. Text listings get around 3%. So those are the ads that appear, I went too far down, on the side. They show on the front page. Every page has got a little different bright banner to it. So this one doesn't have the listing ads, but on the wall page, there's a block here where all the listing ads show up. So they only have a 3% click-through. And clearly, when you're creating an ad, they tell you, oh, well, these text ads, they don't get so much click-through, so we're only going to take one impression. These work a little better, the 468 by 60s. The 250s work even better. Those get you a 6% click-through. But the number one is the top of the page banner, and they charge you 10 impressions. So every time it shows that banner, it's taking 10 of your impressions away. So you need to really build up impressions and similarly credits. So I try to take advantage of everything that I can, things that they encourage me to do, plus other things. So one of the things that they encourage you to do is to make wall entries. And you can just come in here and type anything like you would a tweet or like you would an update on Facebook. What I like to do is a wall filter here. And so you can filter to just look at, stuff that regards you or people that you're associated with, recent PRs, or newest IBOs. The two that I really like to focus on are the recent PRs and newest IBOs. This is activity that they encourage you to do. So in order to get stars, they want you to make wall posts. And I found that the best way to do this is to select this newest IBOs. And a lot of people are clicking at the top, so I actually like to scroll down to the bottom of this list. And you can select how many are in the list, 15 or more. I usually let it default to 15. And then I come in here, and look for these ones that say just signed up for IBO. It should be most of them, but every once in a while, like this one here, somehow this snuck in, and it's just a generic comment. So the IBO filter doesn't always do a perfect job, but most of these others all say, just signed up. So I click on the person's profile, and 9 times out of 10 I'm not associated. But one of the ways that I know is once I've done this, you'll see in the rest of my activity, I'm pretty repetitive. I mean, I like setting up patterns and repeating them. It makes it easy, makes it able to be done quick. I don't think I spend more than a half an hour in the morning, and it varies in the evening. It really depends on how much time I have, but sometimes no time, but maybe another 15 minutes to a half hour if it happens to be a day where I can do some more cycles. But what I like to do is I'll send a request to the new person. It's just putting me in their path to say, hey, maybe you want to connect with me. No harm, no foul. They can say yes or no. Then I like to like the post. So now I know that I visited them. It also gives them some juice. It gives them a like for their page. So that is actually something that you're helping them out with. And then I go in and I actually post a comment. Sorry, my very noisy keyboard. And I have a little notepad that I keep open most of the time with some little scripts that I use to cut and paste. You certainly want to have something that comes up with something that you feel is appropriate for you. Oh, sorry about that. There's an Amber Alert in Massachusetts for a blue Nissan. Noisy, noisy. Keep my eyes out. So this little message where I welcome them and I try to give them some helpful advice, that it can be fun, and I talk about the tutorials like I spoke about with y'all. In the lower right-hand corner, a great way to get started, and a little participation will increase your success. So IBO doesn't like repetitive posts. It'll actually tell me if this is too much like others that I've done, but the fact that I've personalized it and put their name on there, I can get away with this most of the time. There's a lot of unique names on here, I've noticed. One of the things that I have run into is there's a lot of Mikes and Johns and those kinds of things, and so I'll add a hi or a hello, and it's enough variation that IBO lets it pass through. So once I've done that, this entry will go away and pop up to the top. So I usually try to do that. Sometime today it might do that.
Tony, this might be a good time to pause and see if anybody has any questions.
Good idea.
Hey, this is Celeste. I had a question about advertising.
Okay.
I ran text ads for quite a while. I had a great click-through rate, 4 and 5%, but not a single person. I mean, I didn't get a single download out of any of that, and it was, like tons of it. And like some of them got 5,000 views, and one of them got 9,853 views, 4% click-through rate, not a single download. So does that? It sounds like, I mean, to me that said I was writing great headlines, but for some reason, whoever was clicking still wasn't interested when they got there to the landing page. Would that be a correct interpretation, or are text ads just not effective, or do you have any thoughts about that?
I have some. I tend to agree with you. I think some of the activity that people are encouraged to do on IBOToolBox is to click on things, and there are a lot of people that are clicking. Like when you go and you claim your daily credits for the day, you cut and paste this daily code, or any of the others that you do. When you go to redeem it, it'll tell you, oh, you need to click on some ads.
Right.
And so what it does is it actually sends you to another page,
right.
May open another tab or another window, and you don't actually have to click. The fact that window opens, if you'll notice the other tab, it does a quick refresh. You can just go back and redeem your coupon. But people are being trained, no, you need to click on something. And so there's a little bit of clicking at random, I've found on the platform. But where I find that, you need to get some credibility on the platform, and so I'm trying to get, my 5 stars. So by going through and writing on the wall, receiving new IBOs. The second activity that I do after I do at least 5 of these, and it does actually satisfy your star for writing on the wall. Is just saying hi to 5 people. I then go to press releases, recent press releases, and I actually try to pick and choose ones that, from what they're talking about, I'd really be interested in. I can make a really thoughtful comment because you're actually leaving your link on their press release. And so, that's part of the juice is you want to make connections to your profile with other people that, have a connection and some kind of thought. So I will go and I do the same kind of thing. When I pick a press release, I'll hit the like button to remind myself, hey, I've already commented. It'll let you make multiple comments. But I don't usually like to do that. I like to spread myself out wider rather than deep. So, I press on the like, and then I go and say view press release, and then, it opens a new tab, and I actually read, the article and give them a thoughtful quote at the bottom. And they want you to do that every day as well. And I find that if I comment on 2 press releases a day, that gives me my PR video comment activity. So there's 2 stars. Having my profile filled out is 3. Having enough credits to run at least a banner ad or text ads is 4. So in order to get a little bit of notoriety and being featured member of the day, they want you to have 5 or 6 stars. It looks like the sample period is as long as 2 weeks. But they've been hitting a lot of new people. A lot of people have been keeping 5 stars, so the pool has gotten pretty big. It used to be you could be featured member of the day, and they once you've done that, I think it's like 45 days, you can't be again. But then you'd be right back in. So there were some people that every 45 days they were coming up. But now the pool seems to have grown that it hasn't happened for a while, that it's cycled around. People are taking a lot longer before they get back around. But you get a lot of interest in people looking at your profile just within the platform by being featured member of the day. So keeping 5 stars for a couple of weeks puts you in the pool, and then, you've got to keep at it. So this is the kind of thing that you have to baby it. I do it every day, literally. Press releases is the 5th star that I find that I'm able to accomplish. I've not been really good at referral. To me, I think we certainly need more people in IBOToolBox. But between my main business and mentoring for free, I'm not looking to try and do any more kind of recruiting for anything. I have a couple of tweets, that I do, and a couple of LinkedIn things that I do that include IBO in it, but I don't really make that a major effort, but people certainly do. So that would be another way to get a 5th star is to at least get a referral. One of the things I wanted to focus on was, how to keep track of some of this stuff. But to your point, Leslie, the press releases, being able to write something, at least you can write 2 a day. I don't have that kind of time, to be honest. The minimum to keep the star is you have to write 1 every second day. So if you wrote 1 today, you can skip tomorrow and write 1 the next day, and you'll keep that star for writing the press release live. It could be a lesson plan. It could be, something. Usually I have thoughts of inspiration during the mental cleanse or in one of the other trainings, or just stuff that happens during the day, and you only have to write 250 words. I've made another kind of boilerplate there where I have a signature space where I talk a little bit about mentoring for free. I actually have a one-liner where I actually talk about my business as well. And so I boilerplate the end of it. So that actually gives me like 125 words before I even get started. And then I just, on top of that, write a quickie little article. And the same rules that Richard Dennis talks about, as far as writing blog posts, the same rules really apply for PRs. You really need to have a photograph. So I almost always have a photograph or two. This actually is one of my longer ones where I've written something. This might have actually been my lesson plan for that week. And then I have a little, boilerplate that I stick at the end with a couple of embedded links. And, you've got to have appropriate keywords, ones that you've done, a little bit of SEO research on. This is where people go. When people go to the IBO social, you notice that this URL up in the left corner here has changed. You're not on IBOToolBox anymore. Your profile is on a website called IBO Social, which is where all of IBO's marketing and advertising point. And it's to these people's profile. If you look at the featured member of the day, if you were to log out of IBOToolBox, this is what it looks like their profile, because they're the featured member of the day. And so this is what the front of IBOToolBox looks like right now, IBO Social. It's the featured member of the day. So you're up there for a whole day being featured member of the day. That's kind of cool. But in general, they promote, everybody's going to your PRs. They're adding comments to your PRs. They're, and on the PRs, there are different little things. So I don't always just put a comment at the bottom. If I really, really like somebody's PR, there is an area, a couple of different areas I want to bring your attention to. Oh yeah, I promote Big Al too sometimes. On the left, there's Google Plus where you can actually promote, and I'm as mentoring for free right now, so that would promote it as mentoring for free. Also Twitter, and you can use this Facebook like. I don't particularly like to do this. Most of my activity on Facebook I try to do from my page. And when you use this button, it does it as you, and you don't really have a choice here. What I usually do is go down the bottom where it says add a comment, and you can go in here. Well, the mentoring for free one doesn't, but when I do this on my own, there's a little drop down that appears in the middle here where I can actually select which, I have multiple pages, and I select which page, and so I have a mentoring for free branded page on Facebook, and so I will use that page and add a comment in here. Then, to kind of give myself a little juice, that post shows up underneath. I then change this pull down back to me personally, and I go and like the post that I made on my page. So my page makes the post, and then my person likes it on Facebook, and it gives the juice to everybody that I'm friends with to, hey, go look at my page, and also go, hey, look at the profile. So it's kind of making a stream of connectivity. But press releases, I think, are where the juice is. That's where I've gotten all my ebook downloads. I've gotten a few from kind of like tweet posts that I've put in here. I've gotten a few also by just engaging people. I'm trying to work through all the people that I'm connected with. I don't know. I have several thousand people that I'm connected with on this platform, and some of the people that I've joined with because they were new to IBO doesn't really tell you. It just kind of benignly brings them in as a new friend, and so you don't really get a notification. So what I'm finding that I have to do is go back through my messages and find out people that I'm associated with. What have I talked to them about? Is there people that I need to send a message to that I've never spoken with before, but they're friends with me on IBOToolBox? And so I've found that more one-on-one engagement, finding out what people are doing, just kind of quick calls, see if there might be some interest, that's given me a few downloads as well. But again, that's more time-consuming work and manual. The key to IBOToolBox is really keeping these 5 stars and getting you connections going and writing the PRs. The PRs are really, I think, where the automation part of this is paying off for me. Let's see. I think that's all that I really wanted to cover for today. I mean, there's a lot of nooks and crannies. There's a lot of different perspectives on this, and they're all viable. They have a lot of affiliate systems. I mean, they have an IBOTube because they allow you to put anything up there, whereas YouTube, if you go more commercial advertising, you might get slapped. They don't really want you to be advertising per se. I don't know. I mean, IBO Banner, she offers a decent service, but anybody that's in mentoring for free, in your back office, you have the ability to store your own banners. The Pro system, I don't know if I could show you that real quick, but I think I will try, so bear with me 1 second. Yeah, I think it's very important. I think it's a little known thing. All right. See if I can do this. Screen shares. Okay.
Okay, we see it.
So this is what it looks like. But to get here, you go from, you log in your dashboard or whatever. You go to the Pro menu item, and you slide down to where it says Custom Web Pages, and then I just love how that works. I got to fix that. Down to Media Library. And when you click on this allows you to upload a file. So you select the file from anywhere on your computer and upload it, and it stores it in this space, Static Mentoring for Free. And this is your special number for your login at Mentoring for Free. So nobody else has access to this but you. But you can take this URL and copy and paste it, and you can use the URL shortener and refer to this. That's usually what I do. You can just copy and paste this and drop this right into IBOToolBox when you put up your own ads. So like when you see my banner ads, this Mentoring for Free ad here, that this is where it's being served from. A lot of the stuff that I have for my different, you can put these anywhere. And this will not only store graphics, you can store anything here. There's videos. It's a Windows movie file. This is another.
This message is for Lisa and Anton Koker. Get it here.
Sorry.
Lisa calling from.
Too many phones. All right. So I definitely advise, have you use this instead of anything like the IBO banners. I think she wants $3 a month just to basically store your banners. She creates some great banners, and certainly she's a great place to go if you don't have those skills. But you could also go to places that Richard's recommended, like Fiverr. Those are all good places too. So I guess I was wrapping up. So I guess I'll open it up to if anyone has any particular questions.
Yeah, I got a question.
Okay.
Who is this?
This is James. My name is James Manganello. I'm from Babylon, New York. I know I'm not supposed to say the network marketing opportunity, but I'll just ask this question. First of all, let me just say this stuff is blowing my mind. This is my first time I've ever seen this. What if the policies and the procedures of the network marketing opportunity I'm with would not allow this?
Well, in what way? Hey, what's the prohibition against using a free platform to market?
That's a good question. Because I know a lot of people who are in my position, they do social media stuff like Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn and stuff like that. I don't know. I know there was a situation years ago with someone who actually posted that way before, I guess before there was the opportunity to be able to do it, and making money from it. And I know his business got shut down as a result, but compliance got in with it. So I'm wondering if this would still work with it and without drawing up a red flag, you know. I love the idea.
Clem, I can address that.
I can.
I would check with your company's compliance department and just ask them, send them a support ticket, email, or whatever their system is, and just ask your compliance department if you can post something on IBOToolBox or not.
I know
Before you
that
do anything, if there's a question, find out if you're allowed to do it first.
I know that a company that I belonged in a couple of generations back were really anti-anything social, and then they turned around and embraced the internet, and they created a whole new company, and they went 110%, and they didn't end up doing it right, but in any case, so things change. I know other companies that allow you to do things in certain places and not others. A lot of times the prohibitions are on things like eBay and Craigslist, where they're more of a classified ad kind of thing. But, we can do that clearly for things like mentoring for free. But, for products, it really comes back to your particular company. So, I would definitely ask compliance. They're the rule, right? So.
Yeah, they're like the rules of the land. It's like, I know Amazon, eBay, places like that, I know that's taboo. Even though they sell the products there too, which is kind of weird. As a distributor, I know we can't. I guess it turns into a contradiction of conflict of interest with them.
Yeah, you'd be in competition with the company if the company's using those platforms to sell products directly.
Yeah,
then you would be in competition with them, and you'd have an unfair advantage. What they're looking at is they're saying that you're creating an unfair advantage with other distributors. So they may say, like classified ad places like Amazon and Craigslist and eBay, you can't do business there, but they may allow you to put up things on Facebook and IBOToolBox, or they may not allow any internet advertising at all. Every company's got a different set of rules.
Well, Ken, I know a couple of years ago people started posting links, like a picture of one particular item which links to their website, and I know they posted it on Pinterest. And I know that seemed to go over pretty well, and people were pretty good at that. But this is out of my league. I love the idea. I love the concept to it. I love the fact of being able to grow it, but it's like right on the edge. It's like I want to do this on a heartbeat, but if it draws up a red flag and it watches everything down, it's like I feel like I'm back at square one.
Yeah, James, the main thing that we're just covering on this call is how to advertise to get ebook downloads for mentoring for free.
Oh, okay.
That you can do, and you won't get in any trouble doing that.
Yeah, because it's something totally different.
So, I kind of follow one of the guidelines that we talk about, the 110-1. So, I do a fair amount of advertising for customers in my business, and, that ratio 10-1 is probably pretty true, although I do a sizable amount of advertising for mentoring for free. I wouldn't say 10 times as much, but, I certainly do more for my business, and in the places where I can. I mean, there are places where I know I can't advertise my business, but, mentoring for free, to Ken's point, can be done anywhere. I mean, there's really no restriction, but, platforms often restrict us. Sometimes they've had spam attacks or things along those lines. I know for some companies, they've been banned from Facebook. You can't use links. Even IBOToolBox, when I post a link on Facebook to IBOToolBox, it doesn't ban it, but it gives me a capture challenge. And so I have to actually answer the capture challenge in order to post my link. And I protested and said, hey, this is a benign platform. What's the problem? And they still give me no response from their review group or whatever, but they still give me the capture. Well, when they finish the capture, they do let me post it. So it's kind of a gray area one, I guess, where I'm not banned, but they're like watching it, I guess.
That makes sense. I understand. Thank you. And Ken, I'll actually follow up on that recommendation.
Awesome. Yeah, Tony, while I got the floor, I just want to address something Celeste brought up. When you're talking about banner ads and text ads and creating a presence on social media, that takes time. It takes time to create a presence where you're going to have influence on social media. It can actually take years. And so that kind of activity to get ebook downloads is the kind of thing where you're building influence over years by adding value. And anytime you place a banner ad or a text ad, what you're doing is making impressions in people's subconscious minds. So you want to have a message in that headline that gets embedded in someone's subconscious mind, so as they see it over and over again, that message gets stronger. That's how most advertising in the real world works. It creates impressions in people's subconscious minds so that they see that impression often enough, it creates a real strong impression. And over time, that will lead to results down the road. But if you want to get ebook downloads very quickly, the best way to do that is with one-on-one dialogue, which we do training on our Ninja training. It's called Ninja Training on IBOToolBox. And you can watch that at mffaudios.ninja, mffaudios.ninja, Ninja, mffaudios.ninja. We show you with Steve Porter how to do interaction with IBO members, have a dialogue that leads to an ebook download. You'll probably get quicker results doing that while you're building your presence.
And that could be another training altogether.
Yeah, we've done it. mffaudios.ninja.
Thank you, Ken.
Any other questions? Tony? What do you think?
I think it's a wrap.
Perfect. Okay. Thank you, everybody, for joining this training today. I thank Tony. Obviously, we can all see that he's well-versed in IBO. He's well-versed in mentoring for free with all his media files out there. He showed us how to put media files out on our media for MFF, and that's where he loads everything from, his banners, his videos, and things like that. So that's another big plus we got today. I love this IBO training. I think maybe it might be an idea next time, Tony, is just to go through a daily routine, what you do on a daily basis, how you exactly the different things on how we get stars and how you put post an ad, how you put a banner up at the top so that it comes up all the time and things like that. That would be really, really good. And all of us become, get the star and get the little doggy and all that stuff. I don't have a doggy. I think I have one star. But anyway, I want that little dog. It looks like a little black Scotty dog. And it looks like, when you get all those things, that means you've got, you've branded yourself. You've branded yourself an IBO, and people will look up to you. And people, when you make comments on their posts, they'll say, "Oh, wow, look at who's making a comment. He's got a doggy, and he's got this, and he's got his 5, 6, 7 stars. Wow, wow, wow." So that would be really good. So that could happen maybe next month. We could do another training like this, and I like the idea of being able to see the training right on your computer. That was another big plus that we did today that we've done before in bits and pieces, But, today we were able to have at least 10 people on watching. A few other people might have just heard, but hopefully they'll be able to watch maybe at the end when you close down this Google Hangout and it gets all posted. That'd be awesome. Then they can go and listen to that, and we can have that in the archives. So I thank you, Tony, for everything. We got people thanking you on the Google Hangout, and thank Ken for everything, and thank Dwight for recording all this call. And we'll see you on the call tonight. We're going to have a live leads call where we're calling all of our ebook downloads live and interactive on the call tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern. So I thank everybody for being on this call, and have a great day. Bye-bye, everybody.